But I look at this fight and I think it's the same situation as it was 18 months ago. I don't think anything's particularly changed. The idea that we can advance, or that can be advanced on behalf of Tyson, on behalf of Deontay Wilder, by his trainer or anyone that will listen, that somehow he's morphed into a boxer rather than someone with a big punch, it's ridiculous. He's 37 years of age. He's taken him 36 years to get to this stage where his level of competency at boxing, he was embarrassed by Tyson Fury in the last fight, shown what he was. He was embarrassed in the first fight in terms of the technical ability between the two fighters, and then he was beaten up in the second fight. Tyson Fury only loses this fight if Tyson Fury allows Deontay Wilder to fight the fight that Deontay Wilder wants to fight, in the same way that Anthony Joshua allowed or couldn't stop Alexander Usyk from fighting the fight that he wanted to fight. Difference in this one, Tyson Fury is an elite boxer as well as an elite heavyweight. And in that instance, I don't think he allows Deontay Wilder to get anywhere near the fight that he wants to fight. And the fight he wants to fight is being able to detonate on Tyson Fury's chin.
What Tyson Fury's got in the locker, his footwork, his balance.
Yeah.
He's not...
His movement,
Tyson Fury's by far the best in the heavyweight division. No one else can get anywhere near him. So if you, like Simon says, if you're trying to learn that at 37 years old, you've had 18 months to do it, absolutely no chance. The only way for me that Deontay Wilder's got a chance of winning this is, one, he's using a strategy from the Art of War, pretending he's going to go in and do something and dance around, get in the ring, have a tight guard and try and hit him with his bomb. If he's not going in with that tactic, I can't see him winning. And even that tactic, he'll do well to catch.
Yeah, same fight, same outcome, same winner, unless Tyson Fury's asleep at the wheel, and I don't think he will be.
Tyson Fury, like Deontay Wilder has power in both hands. He's a devastating puncher. Technically, he's really not that good. And people might think that's a strange thing to say, but Tyson Fury has his number every day of the week. But he does have the ability, Wilder, to end a fight at any moment. I think that Tyson Fury won't lose a round of the fight. Doesn't mean that he necessarily automatically wins the fight. But I just think that, there's a couple of things that I'm not sure about going into this fight. Obviously, the COVID situation. Was it COVID? Was it that camp wasn't great? I think his wife had a baby recently. There's a few complications around that. The AJ fight fell through. So I don't think that Fury is as well prepared as he was going into number 2. I'm not sure he needs to be 100% to beat him. I just think he's got to stay sharp. He's got to stay switched on. But I see him winning the fight on points, really. I think he'll sort of cruise through. He'll frustrate Wilder. It's just a weird atmosphere out there with no Brits. The first time around, I think that the crowd was probably 80 or 90% British. It's not going to be that busy. You saw the sort of PR activities last night. It's a bit flat. I just don't know who that's going to favour. But I think Tyson Fury, big favourite in the fight, and fingers crossed he gets the business done.
What are your thoughts on that? Can Wilder turn it around? He's had a long time since that second fight. Do you think he'll make the changes he needs to do to compete with Tyson?
He'll definitely make the changes. It's just whether those changes will be effective and if there'll be enough to beat Tyson Fury, who is, many say, the best heavyweight in the world. The fight last time was just so dominant. It's hard for me to see Wilder coming away with that victory. But one thing about Deontay Wilder is he can turn your lights off at any time. At any time, that's the one thing he does have. So you can never write a man like that off. We saw the knockdown against Tyson Fury in the first fight. So that's the exciting thing about the heavyweight division. It takes one punch, and so that'll be an exciting fight to see. I see Tyson Fury stopping him again, to be honest, if I had to do a prediction. But again, one punch changes it all. So Wilder if Wilder catches him, it could be a good night for Tyson as well.
A prediction: Fury or Wilder? Who's going to win it?
I don't mind. But Fury won last one, so I'll go with Fury because you're only as good as your last performance. So good luck to them both.
It only excites me because we can't wait to see who the winner is, to figure out what's next in the heavyweight debacle. Fury to me is one of the better skilled guys in the division. Fury and Usyk are the top 2 skilled guys, but neither one of them have explosive punching power, which makes them too susceptible to be hit with that explosive power because they don't possess it. Wilder could win the fight from the first second of round 1 to the last second of round 12. You understand me? So until the last bell rings, Fury won't be champ. But when the last bell ring, if you don't get Fury, Fury should still be champ.
What would be your advice to Deontay? He's had a long time out of the ring. You say he's got this explosive power, but he does need to do something different, something which we've not seen from him in those first 2 fights.
Well, he did what my advice would have been. He would have got another trainer and changed his game up a little bit. To add to him, I ain't saying he should have fired Mark Breland, because I didn't see no problem with Mark Breland, but to add another trainer to the team was a good idea, to bring something different in, to see if it works. If you're doing the same thing and it's not working, you got to try something different.
They're all in denial. They're all delusional. He got peppered, battered, stopped and humiliated, and he can't handle it because he did let America down. America expected more from him, but I always knew what he was, because all his fighters, you know, most of them coming up through the ranks, they're all handpicked, and he'd never fought anybody who was going to hit him back.
Yeah.
They was all scared of the big punch. And they was beat before they started, like a young Mike Tyson. Similarities there. But I say this much: you've got to aim, and you've got to take aim and fire. If you stop them from taking aim, they can't fire. And this is what we aim to do with Deontay Wilder. Don't let him aim. You know, you can have a 12-bore shotgun. If you don't take aim, you're going to miss.
Yeah.
As long as you don't let Deontay Wilder take aim, child's play.
Yeah.
'Cause he can't fight.
No.
He's got no heart, really. You know, he just stood around taking punches, and Mark Breland saved his life, and he doesn't know that. But I tell you, he is going to know come Saturday night. Those people in his corner now won't be as merciful as Mark Breland was, and that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Will they let him take too much? Because Tyson knows where his weak spot is now, and he's going to aim for that. He's going to crack his head open like an egg, a boiled egg. You watch, because he's in destruction mode, Tyson, believe me. The best I've ever seen him.
Is that right?
Preparation good, John?
100%, because he's
ready
that
to go.
focused.
Yeah.
He just wants this guy badly for what he's been saying. He's discredited him. He's undermined his performance and everything else. And he just said, you know what, I'm going to fix this kid. Every time I speak to him on the FaceTime, Dad, I'm going to fix this fella, what he's had to say.
Yeah.
You know, because he was terrible in defeat, wasn't he? And I've never seen in the history of boxing a man so undignified in defeat and talk so much nonsense.
Given the manner of the way that you beat him last February, are you surprised that he's come back for more?
Not really. He's getting paid a lot of money, and it's his chance to win his precious WBC belt back.
Are you surprised then with the way that he dealt with what happened last February?
Yeah, pretty surprised. But you can never be surprised by anybody these days. The amount of crap people come out with. Let himself down, let the boxing family down, let everything down. You know, the amount of bullshit he's come out with. But again, it's just sticks and stones. It's not really, it's not a personal thing because it's business. That's it.
Well, I'm going to say, he said a lot of things about yourself in that period of time.
Yeah.
A lot of untruths. How did it make you feel?
Sticks and stones. It's water off a duck's back. Whatever somebody says, whatever some idiot says out them doors to me, he goes in there and out of there. It doesn't mean anything. Nothing someone could say with words, unless it's me wife or me dad and me family, it would mean nothing, because people's opinion means nothing to me, because everyone's got a different opinion. And there's that thing, and what does Bambi say? If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all.
Yeah.
And I've learned it. I've just got to do what I've got to do, you know. It's no secret what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out there and blitz him. There's no going to be stopping me on the night. The only thing that's going to stop me is getting knocked Spark out. But apart from that, I'm going to annihilate him. And that's all I'm thinking about. I'm just going to set about him. I think saying the word I'm going to beat somebody or setting about them is two different words, isn't it? I'm just going to set about him from round one. And I'm not going to stop. Like I said, the only thing he's got to can stop me is a knockout punch. But apart from that, he ain't stopping me from setting about him. And we all know that I can get up from his punches because I've done it twice before. So he doesn't have anything that I'm scared of. I'm not scared of anyone on earth.
Do you think that the only heavyweight that can beat Tyson Fury is
Tyson Fury? Yeah, for sure. Like, these are just men with boxing gloves on.
I'm talking from a motivational point of view.
Yeah, like, there's nothing that can beat me. No one can beat me, only myself. Whether I've underprepared or failed mentally or whatever I've done, that's the only person that can beat me. Because they're not going to outgun me. They're not going to outstrength me. They're not going to outsize me. They're definitely not going to out-heart me or balls me. So the only person who can really beat me is me for being stupid. Deontay Wilder's the biggest dosser of all, isn't he?
There you go.
And he'll always be. Never mind, like, whoever I fight after him. Deontay Wilder will always be the biggest dosser of all times. Never mind the greatest fighter. He is the greatest dosser of all times, Deontay Wilder.